It's 6:33 a.m. Time to get into what the newspaper headlines are saying today, the 24th of December, 2024. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Daily Trust newspapers, The Guardian, the leadership newspapers, The Punch, and the Vanguard newspapers.
Please note these headlines are only read as published and have got nothing to do with Nigeria Info. So ensure that in your reactions, you have the facts, the details, and every information you need while you call in or send a message or react on our live stream right now. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja.
All right, let's get started with the Guardian newspapers on the front page. I don't regret removing fuel subsidy, says Tinubu. Port Harcourt refinery resumes petrol loading after 1 week hiatus. CBN, NCC order banks, telcos to settle 250 billion naira USSD debt disputes. Presidential Committee for Eagles 2026 World Cup quest handed 3 billion naira. More Supreme Courts will harm justice system, according to SAN. NGA highlights future of energy sustainability, unveils new brand identity. Southern governors, others commiserate with Makinde over Ibadan tragedy. NCDC raises alarm over rising Lassa fever deaths. FG donates 4,000 water pumps to Katsina farmers. FCT doctors issue strike notice over alleged 6-month unpaid salaries. And finally, on The Guardian, FG rolls out subsidized buses for travelers, declares public holidays. These and many more you'd find on The Guardian newspapers this morning.
Moving on now to what the Punch is saying. It's got this major headline: no regrets removing subsidy. Tax reform will go ahead. Tinubu. 935 naira per litre petrol. Labour falls new price, demands further reduction. Federal government rolls out 708 vehicles today. Halves fares. PDP tackles Okpebolo over local government chairman suspension. Budget. Federal government prosecutes terrorists with 780 million naira. SSAs get 2 billion naira vehicles. NAPTIP reunites 1,200 trafficked victims with families. NCDC activates emergency centers as Lassa fever surges. I warned my wife against going for food distribution. Anambra husband. APC, opposition beaker over 27 billion naira budget for ex-presidents. Lukman eyes more success after CAF award win. And that's it on The Punch.
Moving on now to the leadership newspapers on the front page. Presidential media chat. No regrets for instant removal of petrol subsidy, says Tinubu. MRS slashes fuel price to 935 naira per litre. Others to explore deal. No going back on tax reforms, Tinubu declares. Foundation secures release of 40 inmates from Kogi prisons. Sislak warns against budget padding, demands accountability in 2025 budgets. FIRS announces recruitment for specialized positions. PDP inaugurates LG ward executives in Enugu. Yoruba Council denounces imposter, backs National Youth Conference. 2025 budget full of contradictions, unrealistic, says Adebayo. David Mark mourns General Abe's demise. And that's a good place to leave it on the leadership newspapers this morning.
Moving on now to the Vanguard. Sad Yuletide for travelers over sky-high transport fares. Tax reforms here to stay. Tinubu. We won't allow Sharia law in Southwest Yoruba youths. Petrol. MRS slashes petrol price to 935 naira per litre nationwide, enforces compliance. NSAS protest, one of my toughest moments, Sanwo-Olu. 4 dead, 105 rescued from building collapse in 2024. Bandits abduct Ekiti-bound travelers, demand 30 million naira ransom each. We've recovered skull of beheaded kidnapped victim, Paulinus, Delta CP. Gunmen kill 15 in Plateau community. Lassa fever endemic in Nigeria, posing significant public health risk, NCDC. Tax reform bills, why we insist on withdrawal, Undume. Tinubu lists achievements, claims Nigeria on path to recovery despite criticism. NNPC reduces petrol price to 965 naira per litre in Abuja. Federal government declares December 25th, 26th, January 1st, public holidays. And that's it on the Vanguard.
A final stop this morning is the Daily Trust on the front page. Bandits snatch Christmas foodstuffs, drinks from man on bike. Security beefed up in FCT states ahead of Christmas. Soludo cancels monarch election in Anambra community. Go for regular checkups to avoid sudden death, FCT residents told. NCOs to implement fresh strategies to address overcrowding, says AGCG. Plateau Assembly passes 2025 budgets. 8 dead, 3 injured in Abia road crash. 14 killed in fresh Plateau attack. We won't control prices to reduce food costs, says Tinubu. I have no regrets removing fuel subsidy, says Tinubu. FCMB gives 23 million naira to winners of Agri-Tech Hackathon. It's callous to politicize tragedies, APC replies PDP. Reps propose open secret ballots for election of presiding officers. Stop meddling into our affairs, Rivers APC cautions Fubara. And finally, on the Daily Trust, leverage youth population to retain power in 2027, Shekaral tells PDP. And that's a good place to leave it on the newspaper headlines for this morning. Time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call are 0700-951-0000 or 0809-597-4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch us on there as you drop your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning.
We can barely hear you. Something happening with your connection. Do you want to adjust where you are so we can hear you clearly?
Okay, you may want to call back. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Itodo and Gabriella.
Welcome. Good morning.
My name is Salasi. President said he's not to regret for removing fuel subsidy. I hope the masses will come out in next time to show him that what he did was wrong. Remember what happened in Kenya? When the Kenya president removed that subsidy, people came out and he listened to them and he did the needful and he made sure that these things normalize in Kenya. Even the tax reform in Kenya, they go hand in hand with the masses. The people came in out and said, this is what we want. And the Kenya president listened to them. But when he comes to our president, he says he has not the grace. He has not the grace. This is democracy. I think we need to coordinate, to talk with the people, to see how people work together. We are not in military regime. Now look at what bandits are doing. Plateau again. People living their life every day. And in fact, it's so disheartening. We are adding our security. Yes, they are trying, but they should do more. We shouldn't be living life. Now look at bandits again. Kidnap vehicle, demanding for ransom. In South, attacking the vehicle. What is all this? You don't know anything that you listen to the radio without hearing bad news. Government must do the needful. When you come to the insecurity, I will conclude by saying, today victims are yesterday's survivor. Tomorrow victims are today's survivor. It could be anyone out there listening to me.
All right, then.
When it comes to the insecurity, Nabodi.
All right, thank you for calling. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my lovely and beautiful Angel Gabriella.
You're welcome.
My lovely brother from North Central, Mr. Itodo.
Good morning.
Big chance to you and your family. I give happy Christmas to all our Christian brothers and sisters in advance. This is a lovely brother from North Central part of Nigeria, living in the federal Maladuna. Mr. Itodo.
Yes.
Mr. Tinubu, he really regret to remove the subsidy and tax reform bill, not going back. Hey, you are laughing. Okay, if you not going back, we Nigerians will not go back. If you go ahead and pass the tax reform bill, the country as Governor of Bonamiten and Professor Babagana Zulu, that means that if you use the power and go ahead and pass that tax reform bill, as I always say, any senator, House of member from non-democratic Nigeria stand and support that bill. It's in trouble.
All right.
Because this bill is killing, you kill in Nigeria. As I said, I have the bill. If you go the bill, you close that close. I'm telling you, many bills will collapse. Many companies collapse. And the people are suffering. People are down to hunger. That bill is more than suffering. Because it puts more action for people. So, like that said, as far as the people, it's really people, and it can only see to follow us.
All right.
It's going to start it now.
All right, Malam.
Thank you.
Good morning. Sorry about that. Let's go on to the live feed right now. Take some of your thoughts. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. It's 6:46 a.m. right here. We're going through the headlines and getting your reactions to them. When you send a message on WhatsApp, please do all to include your name and your location.
All right, on Facebook, Suleiman Ibrahim says, good morning. No going back on tax reform bill, says Tinubu. What is so special about this tax reform bill? Why can't he listen to Nigerians? Tetsia Kumbar says, good morning, Itodo and the Nigerian Info family, watching live from Tarka local government area of Benue State. Thank you for joining us. Comrade Aliyu Musa Kasim says, good morning. It is very wrong for saying he does not regret the hardship inflicted on Nigerians. And Mazu John Lasisi from Buhari says, PH refinery resumes lifting of PMS. It means the price will further crash, I think. Let tax reform continue. Well done for the fuel price reduction. Let others follow suit. Kristen Johnson is watching us live from Tasha to Amak in Abuja. Thank you for joining us. Good morning as well to you, Peter Eche. Dr. Mrs. Uma Alebara from Owerri says, let's make Jesus the center and circumference of Christmas so that we find real joy in our hearts, contentment and peace in our homes. As a nation, we need to use this period to seek peace and pursue it. Let us forgive and love each other as Christ charges us so that our actions and activities will reflect him. Let's also invite him, who is the reason for the season, as a special gift in our hearts. Any activity that will threaten the respect and reverence owed to Christmas dilutes its potency and message. That's from Dr. Mrs. Malibara. Thank you so much for sending that in.
All right, James Ame and Wolfgang Jr. watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get back to the phone lines. When you get through, please go straight to your point. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Itodo.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Thank you. How's the work? My name is Itodo. I'm calling from Gabriella.
Work is good. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Mr. President said it's not requesting removing fuel subsidy, and the tax reform must also go ahead. You see, Nigeria, if we don't have a leader who has policy and determined to go by the policy, to make Nigeria good, it's not something of moment. It's not a moment agitated. You have to determine, put on your mind. What I like Mr. President is that it's working. It's not even working for its own second time. It's working that at least this my first 4 years, the result will come out before 2027. So we see the result of first subsidy, we see the infrastructure result in infrastructure now, the student loan. I think the presidential media chat yesterday, I wish people listen. Now they can even make a good comment on it. But many people don't even listen to it. But to me,
did you listen to it? Did you watch it live or listen to it?
Yes. I watched it. Exactly, I watched it. One thing that I want to know is that the only subsidy, we see the result is here now. Well, we are complaining, no roads, federal roads, state government, local government, nothing. But you know, today I can tell you the road that Mr. Wiki is doing, courtesy of Mr. President. You see now, and the other country is really doing its own. You see, so gradually we are going to be there. It's very painful. I'm telling you, to be sincere with you. It's not easy, but I'm telling you, Nigeria will be better.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Itodo.
Welcome, sir. What's your name?
This is my name is Al-Hassan Katamedola from National State.
Go ahead, please.
You know, at times when somebody, I want to take from the Mr. President saying he's doing regulate to remove fuel subsidy. I know. But after end of the power, you know that he make a mistake because the masses, they are suffering all the benefits of the subsidy. And we think that there is no mistake. But for me, I'm picking the all Nigerian citizens, the poor people. They are suffering all because the subsidy removal. I can assure you, after end of the power, you know that you make a mistake because somebody needs to let me know when you are in the power. Thank you very much for now. Bye-bye for now.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. At 7 o'clock, it'll be time for the news. And we'll have to take a breather at that time before we come back to get more of your reactions to the headlines. We'll take a few calls and WhatsApp messages at this time. We're also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja.
Good morning.
The number one celebrity of the personality of the world.
Good morning.
Back, man. Good morning. Good
Welcome.
morning. I hope you enjoy your break. Good
Yes, I
morning,
did.
Gabriella.
Good morning.
Well, Mr. President, sir. Good morning, Mr. President, sir. With due respect, sir. I do not think. My name is Abubakar Ali Kedan Alibaba Ali calling from PW Kuba. I do not think, Mr. President, Nigerians deserve that choice of word from you, Mr. President, to say you have no regret over the fuel subsidy removal. A word like it was a hard decision that we had to take because we had no option would have gone the better, Mr. President. We are beginning to see some of these things, working out. If President Donald Trump comes and the needless and senseless Ukrainian-Russian war is ended, there is high expectation that there will be further drop in the price of crude oil, which means by extension, the prices of refined products will fall because all the refined products from Russia and Ukraine will flood the international market again. That is one of it. Number two, Mr. President, honestly, whatever we want to do in life, we have to look at the human angle of it. It is because of this same fuel subsidy removal that has caused pervasive hunger in the land, that is causing people to die just to go and get food to eat. They are there to get food but die. And it is because of this singular policy of yours, Mr. President. So I do not think Nigerians deserve this.
All right.
Hopefully, Itodo,
Yes.
before Easter, you go use 500 fuel, go Benue.
We'll see about that.
When you are coming back, bring my yam for me.
Okay.
Thank you very much for
Got
the
you.
opportunity.
That's
Thank
a long way
you.
away, Esther.
It is. But let's go to the WhatsApp platform and take some comments before we go on a breather.
On WhatsApp, this says, good morning, Nigeria Info. God bless Nigeria Info for the good work you're doing. Sylvanus, thank you so much for that. Mwazu John Lasisi in Buhari says, we're already used to the consequences of it, referring to the president saying he does not regret removal of subsidy. And this is from Ali Itodo from Madala, who says, good morning. President Tinubu saying he does not regret removing subsidy shows the Nigerian leader does not have pity or mercy for the pain the masses are going through. May God keep us all till 2027. No pain is forever, he says. Evans Mega from Akko says, please, where can we get these government bosses? The government is full of talking without action. How will the government regret removing fuel subsidy? In as much as the government is ignorant of the hardship in the country, they will see no wrong in their policies. And this is from Danjuma Eagle, aka Baba Reza from Sabon Wuse, who says, my contribution this morning is on criminal negligence in 2025 budget presentation by Mr. President. You can't give what you don't have. So to that extent, the National Assembly should consider the hygiene conditions of the content of the budgets.
All right. A good place to take a pause right now. Go on a break. When we come back, we'll get back to more of your reactions. In the meantime, you can catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. See what the headlines are and how you can react to them by dropping a comment and being a part of the conversation.
This is Morning Call.
This is Nigeria Info.